Guys, we're going to be talking about restoring the divine feminine energy through Christ. Yes, we will be restoring our divine feminine energy, yo, because it's important and it's vital to a balanced, wholesome life. It legit is. And anytime you want to live a reality where you are able to express yourself, being your most authentic self, your truest self, it's going to take balance in your masculine and also your feminine energy. Yes, for men and women, it's going to take balance. Balance is not fully masculine while dealing with someone in their feminine energy that's just full on feminine energy. It's not what we mean by like balance. Like men are not supposed to just be all masculine energy. Women are not supposed to just be feminine energy. Men and women are an equal balance of masculine and feminine energy. The reason why there is no unity is because there is an imbalance that's taking place. That imbalance that's taking place is due to wounds, due to trauma, due to hurt, due to pains, due to past memories that we just have not faced, due to emotions that we run from and don't turn towards and actually face and get the message. So, in light of that, we're going to be restoring our feminine energy. But first, we're going to actually go over what are some of the traits of a divine feminine energy. What are some of the traits of the divine feminine energy? Let's go over them. Number one, intuition. Intuition has a lot to do with your ability to be able to feel energetic emotions. Energy is just energy without thought. Energy with thought becomes an emotion, an energy that is in motion now because it has thought, it has meaning. So now this thought has been given to this energetic frequency or vibration, and this vibration that has now thought to it turns into a frequency that now grace is shaping and making your reality. Yeah, your power, your power, your power. You're pretty much creating your own reality by grace, the power that worketh in you, based on what you think and what you secondly feel. Remember, your energy apart from thought is just energy. It's just consciousness. But when it's given thought, when that energy is given thought, it becomes an emotion. Intuition, again, is just your ability to feel the energy of thought. I can feel this energy and what it is thinking. Remember, energy or emotions only come from thoughts, a belief. If the thought becomes a belief, that belief produces an emotion. Number two, empathy, the ability to literally just put your feet in someone else's shoes. This ain't sympathy we talking about. This is, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for her. Oh gosh. Well, hope she make you through it. We not talking like sympathy. We talking flat out empathy. I am willing to put myself in the exact position that you are in to feel what you are feeling so that I can relate to you, not on a sympathetic level, like synthetic, but on an empathetic level. Like, I want to feel it too. Like, I become like, oh, that I might win some. I really want to feel this thing, yo. Like, I just want to know, like, man, like, how could I even go through this? Like, I really want to see it now. Seriously. I want to connect. Empathy is about connection. Sympathy is your ability to feel it, and they don't even have to know. But empathy, they gonna find out because you gonna find out as well. It's like, yo, I just want to know how you feel, yo. Like, empathy is I don't care about how I'm thinking about. like the situation. Empathy is I care about how you feel and I want to feel it too because I want to connect with you because I don't want you going through this by yourself. No, 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 no. Look. You don't gotta leave the jail. I'm gonna come in here with you. They said you got 3 months. All right, look. I'm gonna come in here with you these 3 months. I guarantee you, you ain't gonna feel like you in jail because you're gonna be loved here. Yeah, you will. Number 3, collaborative. Being in a notion where you are able to work with others. The feminine energy wants to work with, guess who? The divine masculine energy. It's always in a collaborative state of mind to work with. Let us create. The feminine energy is about let us. It's about we. It's about us creating a reality that we can enjoy. You and I, uni, one, verse, universe. Number 4, creative. The feminine energy is a creative energy. It's the creative life force. Yeah, we're going to get into the creative life force that is within us, rising up the spine. Yeah. So it's a creative energy. Number 5, compassion. The feminine energy is compassionate. It just has a heart for people. It has a heart for humanity. It has a heart for consciousness. It has a heart for love. It's agape. Number 6, vulnerability. It does not, the feminine energy does not care about the opinions of others. So it is able to be vulnerable. It's not afraid to be what the world will call played. The feminine energy is bold, it's courageous, and it's vulnerable. And it says, I love you. You don't have to love me back for me to love you. And I'm okay with opening up. Yep. Because I don't have nothing to hide nor fear. I didn't wake up to be hurt by you. I woke up to love you. So I'm not giving you permission to hurt me. That's why I'm able to be vulnerable. Number 7, kindness. It's just thoughtful. The feminine energy is thoughtful. Man, I want to do this for Johnny today. I actually want to just take Johnny out to the park and just, just have like a little picnic and just sun gaze and just take the day off, just relax and just, do something out of the blue, like, just so Johnny can relax. I'm gonna take care of everything I need to take care of, and then get everything together. Make a couple sandwiches, put a couple things to drink and some snacks, and just we gonna go out in nature and we just gonna relax and just take the day and just woosah, That's just being thoughtful. Just being thoughtful. Or hey, let me call and check on such and such. I want to just make sure that they're doing okay. It's just a thought, right, that counts because that's you being kind, thinking about someone other than yourself. That's just the overflow of love. That's what overflow of love looks like. When you so kind to yourself, you overflow. You like, man, I want to think about somebody else. And now you're thinking about others more than yourself because you've always thought about yourself to where now you're in a point of overflow. So you don't got to think about you no more. You get to think about everybody else. But it's important for you to overflow and not overflow, because if you're not overflowing and you're trying to be thoughtful, you're going to run dry. You love from overflow, not trying to pour into others. You're not supposed to pour into others. You're supposed to overflow unto others. Number 8, expressive. The divine feminine energy is expressive. The divine feminine energy don't got no throat blockage. It's expressive. It's just ready to, it's reasonable due to the divine masculine energy as well. But the divine feminine energy is expressive. It wants to talk. It wants to express its emotions. Its energy. It just wants to express. And flow, and flow, and flow, and flow like a river. A river don't have no problem expressing itself. Any form of water does not have a problem expressing itself. Even if you put water into a cup, it's expressing itself now as a cup. The feminine energy is fluid. That's why it is expressive. But what has our minds taught us when it comes to trusting the feminine energy. Like psychologically, what has our mind taught us, y'all? Let's go over some of the stuff that ruins in our minds today in regards to the feminine energy. And so, like, let's just cut to the chase. Like, the divine feminine energy was always allocated to a female. The masculine energy was allocated to a male. So when it came to being masculine, the male or the men knew this is how masculine is supposed to look. When it came to feminine energy, the women knew supposedly this is how feminine energy is supposed to look. Nah, man, it wasn't like that for real, because they made it to where it was exclusive only to men and women, separately just being masculine and feminine. And now if we can separate the idea that a masculine is only a man, then women won't tap into their masculine energy to actually find balance. Just like men won't tap into their feminine energy to create balance. And then they'll psychologically teach themselves that men are only supposed to be masculine and they're supposed to find their feminine counterpart that's fully feminine, and then they come together and try to be in a union with each other because that supposedly is the balance, and that's not the case. That's an unbalanced state. And not only that, can we men, right? Because men is only masculine energy, right? So men, can we really trust the women? Can we really trust the women? I mean, when you say it like that in that voice and that tonality, I don't know, should we? Well, let's think about it. Eve. Oh, Eve. I remember that archetype. Yes. What about Eve? Huh? Talk to me. What do you want to tell me about Eve? Wasn't that the one who ate from the tree and damned all humanity because she got Adam to eat from it too? Mr. Adam. Mr. I'm perfect. And you couldn't stand up to Eve for all of humanity? And now Eve ruined humanity. And all the women hate Eve. Because now look at what women have to go through. Periods, birth pains. Yes. Let's talk about Eve, shall we? Shall we talk about Eve, the woman who destroyed pain in the women now that has to birth children and scream and squeeze the hand of their mates in anguish, like, you did this to me. And the men, the masculine, the bold, the courageous, right, is there with their hands and they're crying in fear and pain and hurt too. And now they know that when that time of month, when the blood is flowing, to run for the hills with cometh your help. Because listen, why should the men want to be around that? That is their punishment. Let me leave the room, for your time has come to be punished. So yeah, like Eve, you messed us up, right? That's how Eve was portrayed. So why would anybody want anything to do with someone, or a woman, right? Like the men, right? This is the psychological battle that is destroying the feminine energy, because who do we equate the feminine energy to? Men or women? We equate it to women. Now, what do women represent? If we equate the feminine energy to women, women equate themselves to the feminine energy also. So when we hear women, psychologically, we think, and we don't even have to say it, but psychologically, it is a block that is adding on to itself, keeping us further and further away from accepting and embracing our feminine energy. Because when women do stuff like Eve did, we be like, nah, this feminine energy kind of weird, y'all. I think I'm glad we masculine, because women, man, they be on some stuff. You see the separation? It's men versus women. It's masculine versus feminine energy. And ain't no balance. Because what we expect balance to be is men be fully masculine, women be fully feminine, and that's how we create balance when we put them together in a room. And no, dude, they fighting. Well, you don't hear all that noise in there? You don't hear that glass breaking? You think that's a divine union that you're hearing right there? Listen to the screaming. Don't you just hear it? Don't you hear him screaming for his life? Listen to him. He's getting beat up right now. I'm like, listen, this is not union. That's not balance. It can't be balance. Balance is you and I being balanced within ourselves first, with both energies, not just one energy. All right, so, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you though. Eve, man, she did mess us up, didn't she? No, actually, Eve did the greatest favor to mankind. Hold on, wait, what? She ate from a tree that she was told not to eat from. How did she do us a favor? Think about that. Like, how did she do us a favor when she ate from the tree, the only tree in the garden she was not supposed to eat from? It was stated she got any tree she could have ate from. But she chose to eat from the only tree. Ain't that like a woman? You tell them to do something and to not do something. They do exactly what it is they still want to do. How did she do humanity a favor? Well, think about this. Think about this. You can eat from any tree in this garden except for this one. Because if you eat from this one, you're gonna die. I mean, yeah, right? Like, who wants to die? But she literally ate the fruit or whatever from that tree and gave it to Adam. Okay, well, ask yourself the question, did they drop dead? No, they didn't drop dead, but they did die, didn't they? Right? You know, when it comes to death, it is the way you believe about death that you will always experience. The thing about a tree that's in the middle of your garden that is giving you the ability to be able to discern what you can call good or bad. Your ability to discern what is high vibrational and low vibrational, what you prefer and what you don't prefer, what gives you the ability to create your concept, create a concept within yourself, gives you the ability to understand more of who you are as God. Let's run this story back real quick, shall we? Hey, have you considered eating this fruit, from this tree? Well, God told me not to eat from that tree because he said I'll die. You gonna die? That's what God said? Oh, my God. First of all, do you know who God is? Yeah, that's the big guy that's been walking around here lately, right? The big guy that's been walking around here lately. Okay. Let's just scratch that, because if you don't know that you are God, okay, all right. Let's scratch that. Because remember, this is serpent that's talking to it, right? This the serpent, right? So, okay, well, let's scratch that real quick, because we gonna be here all eternity. Fine. All right, so how about this? You're not gonna die. You're just gonna be. You're going to be like God. You for real? Yes. I mean, because it sounds like you've already been eating from every tree in this garden. I'm gonna be honest with you. It sounds like you already been eating from every tree in this garden. Every concept that you can think of, it sounds like you have already indulged yourself in enough concepts to forget who you were. And eating from this tree. Think about it, y'all. Let's think about it. Where was the tree at? You can eat from any tree in this garden except for the one in the middle. Listen, y'all. The tree in the garden, when she got to the tree right in the middle of the garden, was it ever a tree she was picking fruit from, or did the snake introduce her to its fruit? The tree was the serpent. The serpent gave Eve fruit. She wasn't in front of a tree picking off fruit. She was dealing with a serpent in the middle of the garden. The serpent that goes and coils itself from the base of your spine and travels up to the pineal gland and passes through and sits itself on the right hemisphere of the brain, of the mind, the feminine. Cast your net on the right side. The son who sits on the right hand of the Father. eat from every tree in this garden except the one in the middle. Adam like, man, I ain't touching that tree in the middle. No, I don't like snakes. Didn't y'all see snakes on the plane before? You think that I'm gonna be up here messing around with some? I'm tired of these mother-loving snakes in this mother-loving garden. That's Adam. That was Adam. I'm like, nah. Adam like, nah, 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 not doing it. And Eve just listening to him like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do this myself. Well, I'll take my curiosity, I'll take myself and my creativity, my empathy, my intuition, being able to read and feel these emotions, this energy, right? And I'll go and cast my net on the right side. I'll go and deal with the serpent. Yep. I'll go and I'll eat the fruit so that I can discern for myself. And so what happens? Eve go ahead and do her thing. She, all right, bet. Let me go ahead and eat from this serpent, like for real, the one in the middle of the garden, all right? So Eve do her thing. She enlightened. Let me go take this to Adam real quick. Because he was told, quote unquote, not to eat from this tree. So that it's really him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really him that got to break out of this spell of eating from everybody else's concept versus creating the one that he can create for himself. Yeah, like you gotta get creative. But was Adam in a balanced state? Adam was eating from everybody else's tree. So I don't know. I don't know if Adam was in a balanced state, y'all. I don't know if Adam was in a balanced state. Because it sounded like Adam was, he really wasn't in his creative bag. He really wasn't in his intuition because Adam was in fear. I mean, you just got created. Supposedly, you just got created by God. And you already in fear? I don't want to die. Huh? We got fear now? Because I thought we wasn't created with fear, but with power, love, and a sound mind. Eat from any tree but the one in the middle. If you do, you're going to die. It already sounded like they was sick and impulsive in nature, sin. It already sounded like it. Until Eve did what she needed to do. And then she brought that revelation to Adam. And Adam saw that he was what? He was naked. And now he started to feel and express and experience shame. Come on, Lord, let's talk. How many been in a space before where they thought they was awakened or they thought they was woke, and when it come to find out, like, no, I wouldn't. Come on, let's talk. How we feel when you thought you was there, and then you come to find out, like, oh my goodness, man, everything that I was taught I count as dung now. Oh, I'm ashamed. I feel naked. I feel stripped away since I've eaten this fruit. I feel like somebody just snatched my clothes right off me. I feel naked and ashamed. I've been thinking like this whole time. I've been thinking that all of these other trees that I've been eating from conceptually is like supposed to have been my life. But now that I've ate from this one in the middle, I'm seeing something completely different. I feel exposed, vulnerable, and naked. And part of me feel ashamed because I've been going in this hell loop for the longest, and it's been because I've been eating from every tree except the one in the middle. Well, Quentin, you were supposed to, or Adam, sorry, you were supposed to be listening to God. Dude, that's just it. I am God. I forgot because I was eating from everybody else's tree except for the one in the middle. I forgot who I was. I forgot what I even looked like. No wonder you can't see God and live. I forgot who I was because I was conceptually eating from every tree in the garden except the one in the middle, except the one that the serpent brings. So now women is my issue. The feminine energy is my issue instead of an answer. That through balance and harmony, we are in divine union, and it is back to Elohim. Let us create. Instead of an imbalanced thinking that leaves me naked and ashamed. Because now I can see the truth about how I've been living due to my thinking. And guess who changed? Guess who brought the change to me? Guess who pointed me in the right direction? Eve. Eve. Well, who told you were naked? Well, it was the woman you gave me. Well, who are you talking to? Because who God again? Well, I'm God. Because where the war, is the war physical? I thought it was spiritual. I thought it was inside of here. I thought it was in the mind. I thought that's where the battle was. So who he talking to this whole time? He talking to himself. Fruit don't kill people. Afflictions don't kill people. They ain't die. Shame does, though. Shame weakens the immune system. Sends the nervous system in a chaotic state. Shame does. But guess what else had to die? The ability to be shameful. Ego. Yep. So guess what? When you see who you truly are again, guess what dies? The ego, the false illusion, all the other concepts that we've been eating from with all the other trees in the garden, except the one in the middle. We've been eating from the two thieves on the cross this whole time, except for the one in the middle. Oh, but we're not done, though. Because remember, Eve was looked at as the worst woman in the world, right? But come to find out, she did humanity a huge favor. And she taught us how to depend on the tree in the middle and eat from the serpent, called Kundalini energy, the Christ, the Christos, the chrism that rises up your spine, sits itself, passes itself through the pineal gland, and sits itself on the right hemisphere of you. But let's get into, speaking of the Christos, the chrism, the mother of Christ, Mary. Oh, Mary had a little lamb. Ah, yeah. But was Mary married, and did she have this baby by Joseph? Or was it someone else's baby? Who put this baby in Mary? Because Mary was supposedly a virgin, but what are people on the street saying? Let's get into the gossip, guys. Yeah, let's get into it. Was Mary a virgin, yes or no? I'm going to be honest, man. Listen, you know, I knew Mary since she was about 6, man. We was cool. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Like, she's a very sweet person, man. She'll give you the shirt off her back. You know, I never really knew Mary in that light to really be like promiscuous and things like that. You know, honestly, she very bright, you know, very wise, very intelligent. I can't see her doing that. But I mean, hey, everybody have a day, you know, and she entitled. So, I mean, I don't judge her. I don't think she should be, you know, ridiculed, called a whore or anything like that. Like, you know, I know Joseph too. Joseph cool, you know what I'm saying? He a little older, but you know what I'm saying? You know how they do stuff. But at the end of the day, like, you know, Joseph, when he found out, you know, it was rumored that he talked to an angel and stuff like that. I don't know about all of that, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, people calling her what they calling her. You know what they calling her, y'all. Like, come on, man. You know, I think it's unfair because, again, she says she ain't never had sex, but she had a baby. You know what I'm saying? If the girl saying she a virgin, we got to believe her. But what because what did he mean by like virgin though? Like, because I also heard that there's a possibility that they could have actually been interpreting this in a different light. You know, having a spotless, you know what I'm saying? Like our dress, our bride's dress being spotless, right? and being spotless before Christ and blameless before Christ, do you think that that has anything to do with virgin mentality more so than virgin vaginal hole? I mean, you could have a point. I never even thought about that angle of light. Yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, what if she was a virgin in her conscience? What if she never got touched by the world? Right? What if Christ was coming back for a virgin in that light, not a virgin that ain't never had sex? I mean, because come on, if Christ coming back for that, bro, Christ is leaving empty-handed. He only coming back for the babies. We trapped. So, I mean, is it really the whole he was talking about, or is it the whole he was talking about? Which one are we truly embracing here? Which whole are we truly embracing here? So did Mary find out something within herself that she can get into a space within herself, love herself so much to where she does not allow the world to touch her consciousness? She is a virgin there. So what we gonna do, y'all? I mean, cause I ain't never think about that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't I think about that? Cause I ain't gonna lie, like I couldn't trust Mary. Cause I mean, come on, like you ain't think one time, bro, that she ain't have, like even, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, she had a baby, bro. She was supposed to be a virgin. I mean, but I get it, 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 I get it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I can see that. I honestly can see that because again, I grew up with Mary, and she was here, yo, for real. She was here. So, out of respect, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. Actually, Mary showed us a pathway to be able to free ourselves from ourselves and be separate from the world, but being in this world, but not of it. She was another example of a representation of Christ's consciousness. I mean, she wasn't touched by the world, and guess what? She gave birth to Christ's consciousness to the world. Man. All right, well, you starting to convince me about women now, you know what I'm saying? You starting to convince me a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know because sometimes to me, women seem like they do like, do you feel like everybody like Mary? Do you feel like everybody's like, you know, don't just let the world touch them here? Like, I mean, think about Lot's wife. She turned back. She let the world touch her. She couldn't give the world up. Right. She couldn't give the world up. She turned into a whole pillar of salt because she turned around. She just had no business turning around. Look, she got turned into a pillar of salt. That was her fault. So how can I really for real trust women in the feminine energy when they keep turning back and going back to the world? Well, yeah, let's bring up Lot's wife. For crying out loud. Look how much, quote unquote, Lot's wife was made to look to humanity. I mean, this woman was made to just look like she don't have no moral respect for herself whatsoever. They just only called her Lot's wife. They didn't even mention her name. The level of disrespect that Lot's wife showed as a wife, she couldn't even get her name mentioned. And then Lot had to, quote unquote, bear the embarrassment of just it being Lot's wife. Nope, she don't got a name for herself. She's your wife. She's your representation. Lots. The woman who had a chance to get away, but she just couldn't let go of the world. And now she's left salty. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because, yeah, I want to know. So what happened? Okay, because, you know, my greatest uncle knew Lot, and he knew the wife. Listen, it might sound crazy, but they knew each other. And then he told my great, which my dad's great told them, and then my dad told me the story. So this is how I went. Listen, because you know maybe we should, you know, do this more often. Because listen, women ain't what you think. Obviously, because if women were what we thought, then we'll be a lot more in a balanced state. You know, like, so let me just break this down for you because women are a portal just like men are. But the masculine and feminine energy are the God essence. It's the God essence of Elohim. And we all represent the God essence of Elohim, which is the masculine and feminine energy. But watch this though, like, man, what I heard was this. Sodom and Gomorrah, right? These two cities was just like they were on another level of imbalanced energy. What do you mean by imbalanced energy? They were just on a different energetic expression. Okay, so what happened was you had two angles of light that came to Sodom and Gomorrah, trying to help change the way that they were thinking, right? You got two cities, two angels. And both cities were just like, hey, we trampling over these angels. We don't care. Angel represents angle of light. It means a different viewpoint from the room. Let me leave this corner of the room and go over this corner of the room and see how I can view this. Or do we all play Scramble? Like we all play Scrabble and all those word games, Word with Friends. So if you turn the phone around and try to look at other things that you can put the words to or different word to, like you got to sometimes move the board around so that you can see other words that you can add to it. Because if you're just looking at one angle, you like, bro, I don't see nothing. Look from different angles. Angles of light is representation of an angel. Especially if it's preferred. If it's an angle of light, then it's an angel. If it's an angle of darkness, then it's a demon. It's just thinking. But you had two revelatory messages that came to these two cities. Now, these two cities weren't really cities, but they represent, Sodom represented the lack of feminine energy, whereas Gomorrah represent a lack of masculine energy. Sodom and they literally lacked intuition, they lacked empathy, they lacked collaborative, they lacked creativity, they lacked compassion, they lacked vulnerability, they lacked kindness, and they also lacked expressive ability. Gomorrah lacked a lack of nurturing of oneself, being initiative, being responsible, empowering, also being practical, and also in a balanced state, courageous, and being reasonable when need to. Sodom and lacked feminine energy. Gomorrah lacked masculine energy, meaning balance. So guess what? It didn't say Sodom didn't lack masculine energy. Sodom had masculine energy. Sodom was all masculine energy. Gomorrah represented masculine energy, a lack of it because they were all feminine energy. It was two cities, it was two personas actually just being one energy and not two energies, but in balanced state or a divine union. So guess what? Somebody, the feminine energy, someone, Lot's wife, must have had an epiphany of some sort, something that rose up inside of her while everybody else was like, get out of that city. That city is about to be burnt to crisp. We need to leave and run. Hitchhike out of here, or you will not be spared at all. So everybody headed for the hills, right? Because God is bringing God Almighty. Who is God again? Because you God. But God Almighty is raining fire down on the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and killing everybody in sight. Right? This is what's really happening, right? So because God is raining down, listen, anytime you hear fire in the same breath as God, it ain't talking about taking a lighter, flicking it, and a flame just coming out of there, and then the flame is making a little metal part around it hot, and then you let it go and you touch your skin, you be like, it's hot. That is not fire when it has something to do with God. Anytime fire has anything to do with God, it's to purify. Why do we be thinking like that? The easy way for God to like change stuff is to kill people. All right, well, this city is not listening. They're trashed out. Yep, you know what to do. Snap of the fingers. Thanos. Like, is that even creative? For real, God can't have no feminine energy if all he think is death to change is creative. That is not creative. That is aboriginal. Oh, I give life and I take it away. Yeah, but dude, I thought you was creative enough to actually change. I thought you was all powerful. I thought you was all knowing. I thought you knew how to change me and had the power to do it. But obviously you don't. You just want to kill people and start all over again. Every chance you get. Where's the patience? Where's the kindness? Where's the long suffering? Where's the forgiveness? Where's the I cast all your sins in the sea of forgetfulness and remember them no more? And I see you as I see my son. There's no distinction. I ain't prejudiced. I ain't looking at you in a low light and looking at somebody else in a highlight because I'm not partial. So where's all of this animosity coming from when somebody ain't doing something that you want them to do? You just want to just send down fire? Is that really your character? Because, I mean, didn't Yeshua say he was coming to represent who you truly were? Because obviously people was looking at you like you was a dog out here, like you was the Godfather instead of God the Father. I mean, come on now. Yeshua was like, hey, I'm the visible image, right? Don't you know when you see me, you see God? You think God up here raining down fire on people and killing them? Hey, Jesus, come here. Do you want us to call down fire from heaven? James and John, listen. Do you think that I came for war? Do you think I can't call 10,000 angels on my behalf to rescue me? I ain't come for that. I came to set up an earthly kingdom within inside of you that is pronounced love. Why y'all trying to kill people? You think that's why I'm here? You think that's why I'm showing you the Father? I'm showing you feminine energy. I'm restoring what feminine energy is about to do in your reality. If you open your heart and embrace energy, that is yours. That's going to only embrace you back, and so that you can step back into your full power of being creative, being intuitive, full of grace and truth. Why do you want to be home and not know you are home? This is how you come back home without thinking that you have to earn your way back. You come forth from feminine energy. It's time to restore it so that you can know who you truly are in a more balanced state. You're not just masculine energy. You are feminine energy too. It's time to restore what's inside of you now. Because when Lot's wife turned around, what Lot's wife represented was another representation of Christ's consciousness. She turned around because of empathy. She turned around because of intuition. She turned around because she wants to collaborate with the two angles of light that actually came to help restore love to the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, those that lack masculine and feminine energy, not remembering who they are in a balanced state. But Quentin, she turned into a pillar of salt. Duh! That's what she was supposed to turn into. What else was she supposed to turn to? Yeshua said we are the salt of the earth. She turned into a pillar of salt and went where? Straight to the earth. But if your saltiness loses its savor, then what good are you? Why do you think she turned around? Because she was a bad person? It's the goodness of God that leads all to turn from their thinking. Somebody was running away. Someone said, I'm turning around. And who was it? Yeah, your feminine energy. Oh, well, I mean, well, yeah, Jesus did say that. Well, yeah, he did say that. He did. And also you being God and also the Christ, you are the one who comes forth from your higher self. You are here as the Christ. You are God, but you as the Christ come here in the flesh to express who you truly are as Elohim, a divine union within yourself. You are the salt of the earth. Turn around so that you can turn back into salt. Stop running because you out of balance. Oh, I'm running. I'm out of balance. Ah, that was me, y'all. I'm out of here. Zoom. Gone. You're not catching me, bro. I've been training for this day to run, bro. Because the moment I find out I'm out of balance, I'm gone, bro. I'm out of here. You think I'm about to stay around for this imbalance? Emotional talk? No, I'm out of here. Never. But then what happens when you tap into your feminine energy? You be like, man, I can't keep running. The purification is coming for me to return back to a divine feminine and masculine energy and divine union with itself. Because that's what the fire of God is doing, is purifying me so that I can be one again with myself. But it took Lot's wife having to turn around first. Man, it seemed like women is just really taking the head. It's just like they're just bold and they're being courageous, and divine feminine is really just like this warrior energy that is just at its freest. And it's like, man, but why is it like that? You tell me. Listen, when Christ was risen from his grave, right? When the Christ risen, who was the first one there? Mary and Martha, right? Women was the first ones to be met with Christ when Christ rose. When Christ rose, who was the first to be met? When the serpent rose, who was the first to be met? Was it Adam or Eve? Who talked to the serpent first? Who ate from the serpent first? Who reached the serpent first? Who reached that Christ energy first? Mary, Martha, or John, James, and Peter? Nah, it was the women. It was the feminine energy. With the chrism, the serpent sits itself and when it passes through the pineal gland, it literally sits itself on the right hemisphere of your mind. Peter, cast your net on the right side, bro. You ain't catching nothing over here. You catching it over here. The reason why you in the boat and in the water is because of here. Now cast your net over here. You did your part. Now do your other part. Be balanced. Like, what are you going out there for if you're not going to cast your net on the right side? Yeah. Yeah, man. Lot's wife, she let her light so shine before the world. And that's the feminine energy. That's the feminine energy. That's how we restore the feminine energy. We stop making a mockery of women who represent, in a sense, the feminine energy in a way to where it was dichotomized to where women equate only to feminine energy, to where we can psychologically say, okay, if women are feminine energy, we're only going to be masculine. No, you are feminine and masculine energy. It's let us create man in our image and in our likeness. You're not going to die. You're going to be like what? Like what? Like what? You're going to be like who you were created as, God. A holy nature, a holy thinking. You weren't created with fear, but with power, love, and a sound mind. That what was being restored. The Christ comes so that you can be restored. I came to save that which was lost. What was lost was the divine union that you have with yourself. That's what the Christ energy comes to restore. It's union between you and I. Union between the one who comes forth from God and God itself. To align you with who you truly are as your authentic self in divine union as a masculine and feminine God. So let go of this illusion. Let go of this illusion that you are not both feminine and masculine energy, like seriously, and literally embrace the sacred energy that you have as grace, because that is your true power. That is also a true power of yours. Grace, your ability to change you by how good you think about yourself. It's your power, just like intuition, just like your ability to be creative and nurture yourself through the masculine energy as well, through being creative through the feminine energy, and also being able to express yourself more vulnerably, but also just knowing like how to have balance between both energies, yo. So you ain't on too much on this side to where you're only now, like if you are feminine, you only gonna attract somebody that's all masculine. If you are masculine, you only gonna want to attract someone that's all feminine. But you guess what you're doing? You're attracting an imbalanced state back to yourself. I don't want to say person, because that sounds personal, but you get the point, because a state of thinking that's in someone is going to be who they become, and that's what you're going to attract. So if you are imbalanced, you're going to attract imbalance to you. If I'm all masculine, I'm attracting all feminine. They ain't balanced, neither am I. But if I'm imbalanced, both masculine and feminine, I'm going to attract balance. If you're not balanced, you will attract imbalance. If you are balanced, you will attract balance. Like attracts like. That's why we have to let go of this false illusion that we are only a masculine or a feminine being according to third dimensional sex. No, 12th, 24th, 42 dimensional sex is just sacred energetic exchange. Everything is energy until it becomes an emotion based on your thinking. You operate as Elohim, not El. You are already in divine union with yourself. The chrism of Christ in you helps you to rip the veil open so that you can see yourself in union. Once you see yourself in union, embrace it, integrate it, love yourself from there. That's where the race starts from. You start there, you run well. Love y'all. Thanks y'all for reaching out and stopping in on this this video. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Remember, stay calm, folks. Embrace yourself. Be in divine union with you. Love yourself. And from overflow, you will love through grace. Love you.